Ah, Dansukakyo. Papita Gui, Papita Gui. My humble kingdom for a better way to stream reading a book. uh, I'll just give this a second to fire up here. And I got a few, I brought all my books out tonight. So we're going to do stories for a couple nights. This one here, oh, that's really hard to see. I bring my phone back a bit. This one here, we'll read this one. I don't know if we'll get to this one tonight. Wisage Itzhak flies to the moon. This is Frida Henneke's story. But I was going to start tonight with these little books I got from Ben, and there's some really good stories in there. So we'll start with those tonight. Magaya tipskoki at kapeats mustagayak Solomon. I missed Gimiasin. If you missed the storytelling last night from Solomon, that's available on YouTube. You can find it on my YouTube channel. There's a recording that. Or I believe Arden will probably post that on Cree Literacy at some point also. When Solomon read us a couple stories last night. But I wanted to keep going for a couple more days. We'll just read some stories tonight. We'll go tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We'll wrap up on Wednesday night, which is our normal study night. We'll just let things warm up here for a minute before we get started. And send the link out to a couple of friends that wanted to watch. All right. And I'll do my best. Well, sort of, not really translate, maybe interpret. I'm just a learner, so my interpretations are still learner interpretations, but we can take a minute and jump over and look up some words we don't know. It's another thing I like to do, so we'll get that ready to go here. Just in case. Just in case. Ahaw! Kamatita, no. We'll get started. Yeah. Wisage Itzhak wigame o Skanigua. O Skanigua. So young Wisage Itzhak marries a young man, I guess you'd say. Peaguawisa Wisage Itzhak kipe tabatsimun. Ea timmit. It wasn't that long ago I didn't understand this. Ea timmit. The story o Skanigua mistahe e temsoyet. So right away we're into the thick of it. So at one time Wisage Itzhak, he heard the story about a story that was told about a young man that he thought highly of himself, I guess you would say. Yeah. I think that's the same thing. He thought highly of himself. He was, maybe would you say like conceited? Could you say that? Kakwe wigemit sa awa o skinigu. They tried to marry him off. They tried to get him married, I guess you'd say. This young man. Kakwe megsquewegut. That's an interesting word. Megsquewegut. Inwa. Magatatwa o kape asotamat. Isquewa tawigemat. Ata atoe meo. So I believe this word that meg comes maybe from giving or gift, something like that. And then the esquil is in there, obviously. Esquil is Meg Squil. So give him a wife, I guess you'd say. Whenever the people tried to get him married off, tahtuauga pe asotamat. Asotamel. These are lots of let's look this one up. No. Asotam. I don't have I could turn it around and have a look. It says they were trying to offer him. Offered asotamat. So I every time he was offered a woman, tawigamat, to marry, he rejected her. This is the story that he heard. This one back here. He heard the story of this young man, I guess. Yeah. Egwani. Tawapin geowa. He went to check it out. Mate satapwe, to see if this was really true. Tago sin. Itawan ni kita hawa kagiatsimi to skinny gu. He went to that place where itawanik, I don't really know this word. I guess he went to the place where he heard of this. He heard where this young man. Esa. Sagako ti ka kimuta apu. He looked that's like kimuts, like sneaky. He was spying from the bush, I guess you'd say. Kawapa ma toskanigua agamsipi. Wasagamsipi ke matoy kanawa pamsoyit ni peak. So he spied that young man across the river. Wasagamsipi. He was alongside the river. Matoy kanawa pamsoyit. He was visibly, I guess you'd say, examining himself or looking at himself in the water. Nipik. Metanikin ways kanawap meo skanigua. He looked at that young man for a long time. He watched him. Usampago kapigi sick. Usampago, would you say like almost? Almost all day, I guess you'd say, hey? Mamska teo he skanigua ka takamixit. Or takamagisiit, I guess you could say. Kapigi sik ni pik. Gitapam soyet igok mistehetim soyet. So what would you say? You would say Mamskateo, he was really wondered what that young man was doing all day, looking at himself in the water. He must have really thought highly of himself, I guess, eh? There we go. He must have really thought highly of himself. Namananto go takigwe. Ato skatamiwa. Namananto itapatsiwa. So he didn't work at anything. He didn't work at any other thing but looking at himself in the water. He wasn't itapatsu is like to be good for something, to be useful, I guess. So I guess you'd say he wasn't really useful. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Hegwane egota utsi pasago wisagetak. So then wisagetak got up from there. Imam Taneta Danse Tagis Wawiase Hat Ohe Oskanigua. He thought about how was he gonna Wawiase. I guess that'd be like trick him, I guess, eh? Wawiase. How he was gonna trick him, yeah. He thought about how he was gonna trick that one. Ke tatue pea ki sagao. Esqua ega kita pam sut ni pikowa uskini gu ga wap mat. Peako skinik squewa. So then one day, ke tatue pea ki sagao. Esqua ega kita pam sut ni pik. While he was still looking at himself in the water, Uskinigu, this young man. Ka wapa mat peak uskinikskwewa. He saw this young woman, agamsi pi, ematwe kanatihoyet, I guess washing or cleaning, I guess, across the river, cleaning herself. Wah, agawa teo. He really wanted her, I guess. O he uskinik skwewa. Iegoke mio nagsoyet. She was really beautiful. Semak na teo tauia. So he went right away to fetch his dad. Fetch his dad. Itoi stamagut to speak on his behalf. Aeske no te wigemat, because he wanted to marry her. Oh, this is where we gotta turn the page in my high-tech thing here. Readjust the camera. There we go. Bear with me. Yeah, he really wanted to marry her. Mitene kinwe sisi agok ga gaskimi. So it was a waho skanik squirrel, the wigamato his skanigua. It's interesting to read this now because it wasn't that long ago when I read this sentence and I didn't quite get it. This comes from gaskimeo, which is to reply, I guess. Gaskimeo. To respond. Oh, convince. Wrong word. This is the convince. Hold on, let me read that again. Metanikin wesis. Iegok. Okay, so it took a little while to convince her. Awahoskaniksko, the wigamato to marry that young man. Oh he oskanigua. You notice how they've been going back and forth between oskanigsquewa, oskinigu, but now they're the other way. Oskinigsqueo, oskanigua, right? For her, to marry him, the wigamat. That's this way now, hey? And that that's this one here. When you have someone in that, what they call that oviative, that other person, that's when you end up with that or wa on the end. Egwa nimaga. Bisk wigi toak. So then finally, or eventually, I guess you'd say they were married. Oge. Guayask mio e tamawa skinigo. E wigamato he. Ga mautse mio nagosiet o skinigsquewa. He was properly thrilled, this young man, that he was marrying the most beautiful bride, I guess you'd say. We just heard this from the stories that were told. Mao Tse, it's like the most. So for the solstice last night, the longest night, you can say Ga Mao Kino Tipskag, the longest night. Or Ga Mao Tse Kino Sik Tipskau. I guess you could probably say it that way too. Or the shortest day would be what is that one again? Ka mautsitima gisagog, right? The shortest day. Ay, mananto, Angela. Tapos, mananto niya. Kimaga. So he was properly thrilled to have married the most beautiful bride, the most beautiful woman. Egwa spiga wigito. As soon as they were married, as soon as the marriage happened, I guess you'd say, wigito. Ate otse meo oskiwi. Well, he started kissing his wife, eh? Muitsiga otse mat ka ate me skut nagosiet. It was like he was kissing, the person he was kissing was starting to change their looks. Ate na peo nagosiet. He was starting to look like a man. Wah and stoin away wisage. He recognized him. It was Wisagetak. Wisagetak esa egi squeoisi hut the wigamato uskanigua mistehega temsut. He tricked this young man by marrying him, I guess. He'd dressed or made his appearance like a woman, I guess you'd say, to marry this young man, eh? Yeah, he tricked him. All right, let's... we got some time. Just get fired up. This is a good one. Wisagetak sawa no kito teo. Begwa isa wisagetak beep. Kipa pimuteo wasagam sagagani. So I guess you'd say one time Wisagetak, he was walking around the lake, I guess you'd say. Eh? Wasagam sagagani, around the lake. Kawap mati sa niska. Ayo pahoyet. Egwamana gawi toy hoyet. Mamska teo. So we saw these niska, these geese. That's one of those tricky ones, eh? Because niska already ends with an A, so then it can be tricky. Usually when niska is in the third person, that proximate, then usually, and I think they even do that here, it'll say niska awa, sort of to give you a hint. Yeah, he saw these geese, I guess. They were like flying up and then they'd come back down and land, eh? Itoehoyet. Toeho, is that how you say that? Land on a light. Itoehoyet. Mamskateo, he really wondered about them, eh? He was amazed, maybe. Mamskateo. Amazed, wonders about them. Surprised or wonders, yeah. Tanso me tak mksie sim tik. What are you up to, my little younger siblings? Isika koitsumeo isa ohiniska. So he asks them, what are you up to? My younger siblings, he asked these geese, eh? Activate my camera shifter there. Iyo, tagoage ko ma. We pats ta pipon negwa, tatahka yao. I forget what that means. Eo's like well, maybe? I don't remember. Could flip it over and have a look. Eo. Well now. It's fall time. Itaguage ko ma. We patched up a pon, it's gonna be winter soon. Egwata tahka yao, and it's gonna it's cold, it's getting cold. O chitao pogo sawa nokta se pemote hoya. Pemote hoyak. Ega gita, this is an interesting word, see if I can get it right. Ega gita nipahas quatsiak. So we go. I always read Otstaupago is like on purpose, I guess you'd say. We go south intentionally. Uh, to how would you say that? We travel south on purpose so we don't freeze to death, I guess you'd say. Nipahasquetsiak. Get the Nipahasquetsiak. Yeah, interesting. Itoyo esa wapiakniska. So there it is right there. Awapiakniska. So there's the speaker's giving us a hint that the goose is talking now. So that one goose says, we go south in the fall. We travel south in the fall so we don't freeze to death because it's getting cold, I guess. Oh, matinista. Gawitseut now. Whenever I see that geka, I usually don't hear that part on that when they say it that way. I usually just hear ka. Gawitseut now. Hey, me too. I'll come with you, he says. Eh? Ito isagit. Maga wia iga iutata kwaniin. But but you don't have any wings. Ito isa awaniska. Tapwe nuts. Yeah, that's truly too bad. Chisqua gamamo we tit nan. Chisqua, just a second. Gamamo we tit nan will. Mamo is like you can think of that as like collectively, but like will help you is what Yetweo waniska this goose says. We will all help you. Netomeo wakamagana. Egwa eteo tata kwamayit. All right, might have to look this one up because I forget what that word is. So he invited his geese relatives, I guess you'd say. Wakumagana. Egwa eteo. He told them the takwa kamay ta jiskwa. Takwamayit wisage takwa umiamiik to bite him, I think. Takwamayit. So let's look that up. Takwameo jiskwa. Yeah, to bite or I guess pinch, hold fast by mouth. He tells his relatives to hold Bisagetak with their mouths, see, on his body. Ota, the takwameko here niska peak. So over here to grab him, peak ostigwa nik one on his head, egwa tit ospitonik. Some of them on his arms. Egwa mina gotagauska tik and other ones on his legs, eh? Egse kaskitawak te pimotaha tsikustesuawa. And in this way they were able to take him along, eh? To have him the pimotaha tsik. If you look that word up, pimotaheo, but like how would you interpret that in this context? Carry someone along is what I was looking for. They were able to carry him along in that way. Ostesua, their older brother. Eh? Wisage kwa. Ispami paskats e tapieto he. But he was ispami pas. He was looking upwards. Baskats, I forget that word. Baskats. Ironically, or as luck would have it, that fits the context really well. But as luck would have it, he was looking upwards. Esas agitsiniit. Let's look this one up. Sasagitsiniit. Sasagitsu would be the word. Sasagitsu. Nope, nothing. Let's check the book. It just says, who, since he was facing upwards, couldn't admire the great views from that height. So I don't quite know that word. If you're gispin pagas kadehiui in wita mo nan tanse tuimaga keo guan ma. Moi guaeske in stota manan maya. Sasaget sinhit. Kawia, was kui, stay say. Don't move, older brother. Iteo esa waniska. Uste sa this one goose says to his older brother, don't move. I readjust my camera, Tisqua. Get this skin tanan. Kispin waskoian ne. If you move, we'll drop you. How? Mwats nga waskoin. Itoyo esa wisage itzak. He said, nope, I'm not gonna move. Heg set sipwe pehawak oginiskak. So they took off flying, I guess you'd say. That's a sort of a combination of two words. You could think of it that way. Sipwe teor, that sipwe means to leave. And then the pihao is like pimihao, right? They like flying, I guess you could think of it that way. Oh, ginniskak, these geese took off. Flying, I guess you'd say. Brenda says that just means facing upward, that other word. Thanks, Brenda. They were carrying their older brother. Yeah. Miwe tamwe sage tzaka isquista sawe no ke wito tate. Wisage tzak was happy because he also was gonna go south, eh? Ke tato ega pe to wat squewa matwe mutsigi tago see it. So suddenly he heard some maybe some women or some girls that were having fun, eh? Ksasto pagasimuyit tetam. Ksasto, I forget that word. It's like probably ksasto. As if they were having apparently, I guess you'd say in this context. Motsigi tagosi. It sounds like they're having fun, eh? Sounds like they were maybe playing or having a good time or something like that. So he thought, oh, they must be swimming. Egwaya semak waskoio. So he moved right away. Egwaiskipaye what he tried to turn around, I guess you'd say. Gwaiskipaye ho. Gwaiski is to turn. Yeah, he tries to turn himself around. He tried to look at those women. Gagiskin gut anihiniska, but as soon as he moved, they dropped him. Get this skin good, yeah, get this caneo. Get this caneo. They dropped him. Mitene pagastoi seek ita ogesquewaka pagasimuyit. I think this is to make a big splash. Pagastoi si. There was a big splash. Pagastoi su. Let's see if we can find that. Sin pagasto. Pagastoe is into the water. Something like that. What is? I'll check the other side here. Tisqua. Fell right into the water where they were swimming. Yeah. Itaugi sque waga paga simuyit where they were swimming. Guayas ba pehik, they just laughed at him. Hegwan in mwat sawa noko tse, itote ho wisage itzak. And Wisage itzak never went south. He never took himself south, I guess you'd say. Maga kea pitsoganiskak sawanok itotehoak tahto tagwagin, but those geese still fly south every tahto tagwagin every fall. Egwatap scoots kea pitsi mitsimna tik. Wisage kwa, and they fly south just like they're still carrying Wisage. Okay, keep going, yes? Capits. Oh, that's the, we'll go a little bit more here. All right. I believe these are stories from Solomon, by the way. That's what I was told when I was sent them. So I think these are the same stories. If you have that, what's that called? Gape Skisian, I think it's called, Solomon's book. I'm pretty sure these stories are in there, if you have that book. Wisage itza ke guamuswa. Beagwa wisa wisage itza pa pimoteo. Wasagam sagaigani. Kitatoega wap matmuswa nipi. Oh, sorry. That first part again. At one time, I guess you'd say, Wisage was wandering around the lake. Kitatoega wap matmuswa. Suddenly he saw a moose. Nipi ipa kopeyet. Ikakan wapam soyet. Pakopeyet. Pakopeo. I forget what that word means. Pakopeo. Wading into the water. Pakopeo. That's a cool word. Pakopeo. He saw a moose wading into the water. He was looking at himself. Kitatoe mana. Ka sipwe matut. Wa moose wa. Ispika ka wapam sut nipi. So he suddenly started crying. What is the sipwe matut? That's interesting. Sipwe. Start out commencement. That's so interesting. How would you interpret that? Let's check the cheat sheet. All of us, we burst into tears. So I guess that'd be the sipwe part, like the burst into tears part. Okay, that makes sense. Sipwe matut awamuswa spika kanwapam sutnipi. He burst into tears when he looked at himself in the water. Kitamagito eo simsa Wisage Itzak. He really felt pity for his younger brother Wisage Itzak. Tina teo. He went to get him. Wisipwe pa tayu mayo kawapam gut. But the moose was gonna run away as soon as he saw Wisage Itzak. Nito meo, I put calls there. I was going to say Nito meo. Yeah, calls. Invites him, I guess. And seems tanikio magamato in. Katatisa. Why are you, my younger sibling, why are you crying? He says to him. Kipichiwa, and the moose stopped. Ayisk iosa mayat sian kait the good cause I'm just ugly. I guess that moose said mayat desu. Mayat desu. See what that says. Cause I'm just ugly, the moose says. I was give me a sinoma. No, you're good looking guy that. Wisage Itzak says to him, hey, get out of here. You're good looking. Maga na what's nitsuam up simu susimia sitayisk a mio descanate. Kasimatut. Now we got to say this in the crying voice. Esa wama muswa. But my nitsuwam, the deer, he's so much more beautiful because he's got such nice antlers. Kasimatut. He cries that moose, eh? Gitamagi toe osimsa wisagetsar. He really took pity on his younger brother Wisagetsar. But I think that gitamagi toe is kind of like, it implies he's hearing him too, I guess. Hears him with pity, I guess you'd say. I don't know if you'd say it that way. Oh, I'm trying to scroll, but I gotta actually move my phone. How? Kaya maton seems. Don't cry, my younger sibling. Kahit wait. Wisagitsa. Kausita maatin. Ace kanaki spin. Natamuwian nis. He said, I'll make you some horns if you find me a woman, a wife, I guess. Kahtato simsa, he told his younger brother. Atsio mamtane tamawamuswa. No what's pago? He thought about that for a little bit. Nawatspego is because nevertheless, he didn't anwetawat. It's like he didn't trust him, I think. Anwetawat. Let's go look that one up. Anwetawil. It's gonna be the word. He didn't believe him. He disbelieves him. He didn't believe that he was gonna give him the antlers. He didn't trust him. Maganigan. Otes kane stamuin. It's a cool word. But first, he says, okay. But first, make antlers for me. So Otes kane stamuin for me. But first make antlers for him. Pieskitoyo. He eventually said, He eventually said that Wisagitsa. Okay. I have to adjust my camera. Tisqua. Tapwe pagoane. Ateos otes kane stamuil. There's that same word. Usimsa wa Wisagitsa. So he truly, ane is like indeed, I guess. So indeed, he made those. He started making those antlers for his younger brother. Gimia sin. Nisi miss iteo osimsa. Oh, you look really good, my younger sibling, he said to that moose. Osimsa, his younger sibling, iteo. Ganawapam so nipi. Look at yourself in the water. Wah, muna su. Awam muswa spika ganawapam sut nipi. Ayes emiasege otes kana. So wow. I wonder if that should be mionagusu. I wonder if that should be mionasu. Let me look that up. It might be a word I just don't know. Mionasu. Yeah, I wonder if it should be mionagusu. That would make more sense. Mionagusu awa muswa. That moose looked really good. Ispiga ganawa pamsut nipik. As soon as when he looked at himself in the water, aisk miasege oteskana, because his antlers were huge. They were really big. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to put my face in the corner there. I forgot about that. There we go. Hegwane sipui pa tao enton tunawat squewa. Wisagetsakwa, Tawiwit. He went, so then he left, he took off at a run, eh? Oh, Brenda says, thought he looked good. Oh, he thought he looked good. Yeah, that makes sense. He ran off. Sipwepa tao. Inton tunawat. He went to look for a woman for Wisagitsak to marry, eh? Kenwe sita kamksuwa muswa. He was, for a while, he was busy for a while. Metoneyat is skatspehut Wisagitsak. But Wisagitsak was really getting tired of waiting, I guess. Kitatoe. Kamatausit. Kitatoe kamatausit. I don't know that word. Matausu. Oh, he comes out into the opening. Oh, that's a cool word. To appear out of the bush. Or to come out into the open. That's cool. I remember that one. Kitatoe kamatausit. Wah. Kitamaganag suwa muswa. No what's mistehe e kinogo te tegwa o taps kan kegats mutik e sa go tinye kegwa o teskana e napakisiet. Okay, let me see if I can work through this. There's a lot going on there. Oh, that moose looked just jamax, like pitiful. No what's mistehe kinogo te. His nose was really long. Ego taps kan kegats mutik. Ese agotiniek. I think that's his chin, eh? O taps kan. His chin was almost hanging on the ground. Ego teskana inapakisiet. And his antlers were really flat. Tanik umaka sanako sin ni sims guys equate samato sims so isagitsak. How come you look like this, my younger brother? Oh, Brenda says the beard. Otapskan is the beard part on the moose, I guess, eh? How come you're looking like this younger brother? He asks. Wisagitsak asks his little brother, eh? Inoaswattage kanges ko magas saga ke ispata tikegwa ego ten tis noaswata wak magan tatim mitzimusinin mistegok. Okay, let me see. I was chasing these women through the bush. I was chasing these women, but they took off into the bush. So I started chasing them there. Mitzimusinin. But the trees started, I guess you'd say, grabbing me. I got stuck there, I guess. I started getting stuck there. Mitzimusin. Let's look that one up. Mitzim is like to grab. Like mitzimna. Grab something. Oh, we got hung up in the bush. I got hung up in the trees, I guess. Magan tate mitzimusinin. I got hung up in the bush. Ites kanak. E mitzimusimagik. I got my antlers stuck. Mistagok in the trees. Tatoga kwe we kwatsi hoyan. Don't know that word. We'll come back to it. No, what's mistehe? Mitzim. Oh man, this is a tongue twister, this word. Mitzimusinin. Mistehe ni mitzimusinin. No, what's mistehe ni mitzimusinin? So each time, or every tatuaga kakwe, we kwatse ho. Let's look that up. We kwatse ho. Every time I got myself free, every time I tried to get myself free, no what's missed, I'd get myself more stuck. This story gets better every time I read it. Let's go down a little bit more and do that one. Oh yeah, tatawag kakwe wihkwatse hoyan. I tried to get myself free. Now what's mistehe? Nimitsimsunin, mitsimusanin, nimitsimusanin. I'd become more stuck, I guess. I'd get really stuck. Mittanini kwagan. Ita tawahaman. Mistegok. Don't know that word. It sounds familiar. Yogo tsigasik kinwe kwean. That's the reason why my face is so long. Kinwe kwean. Mittanit. My face, I really. Tawaham. Let's go see what that means. Hit or bump. Smashed my face into the trees. Mistagok. I really smashed my face into the trees. This is kino, which is like long. And then nikwagan. This is sort of the face part here, I guess, eh? Brenda says, hitting face on the trees. It's so good. Napagisimagik. Niteskanak. I really started to flatten my. Napagi is like flat. But then I guess napagisimeo would be like to make something flat, I'm guessing. Let's look it up. Napagisimeo. No, it doesn't even. Napagisi is to be flat. So yeah, that's going to be like, I really made them flat. Really made my antlers flat, I guess you'd say it that way. Flatten them out. Mategita miasi hin nistese. Make me beautiful again. He says. Moya or nama. Osam, mwats, kipe tamuin squirrel, but you didn't bring me a woman. Tuewisage tsak. Iati nagatat. He started to leave him, eh? My highly technical page flipper. Yeah. Kiapits peaguanisinagsuwa muswa. And the moose still looks that way. Kiapits mina mama to speak wapam sutnipi. And apparently he still cries when he looks into the water, I guess. Too funny. Okay. Keep going, yeah? What time are we at? Yeah, we can go for a little bit. Yeah, we can go a little bit more. I want to burn up all the stories in one night because we got to last a couple more nights. Oh, let's come back to this one. That's a really short one. It's just one page anyway. This is the one everybody's waiting for. This is my little one's favorite story. Yeah. Her favorite. Wisage ta kumgimitsu. Yeah. Pegwa wisage tak mitse tsisipa gin pahistamaso. One time Wisage tak had killed a bunch of ducks for himself. Nipahistamaso. Egwan egota giate go tsawe su, and they was gonna roast them. Ipikanatani sisipa. Oh, quayasqui missimito detam. Pikanat. What's that word mean? Pikaneo. I think I know what it means. Pikaneo. He shapes them. I wonder if this context. Let's see what the interpretation over here says. He prepared them. He prepared those ducks. E pika na tani sisi pa. He was gonna just have a proper feast, he thought. Eguane, ego tau te atit, e atina nauatsiu. So then he took some of them, atina nauatsiu, he started to roast them. Egua mistigo sai hapetitat, e nauatsit ego takotawani, he used some sticks to roast. He used some sticks to roast those in the fire. Aha, aloha from Hawaii. Much love from another person who loves learning languages. Mia Sin, thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Sorry if I'm missing comments. I'm kind of not watching the comments too much. But I'll come back to them when we get wrapped up. We'll do this story and then we'll probably call that good for tonight. We're going to be reading tonight and then we'll do tomorrow and Wednesday as well. As long as I don't run out of stories. E nauatsitego takotawani, he roasted them in the fire. E guane he atit. E wawewega nat nipia. E apatsi hat. E wewega nat ego tasipa anta esko te kestat. Wewega nat, I think that means he wrapped them up using leaves. Wewega nail, let's just double check. I think that's to wrap it up. Wrap them, yeah. Wewega nat nipia, he wrapped them and he used leaves to wrap them up. Sipa, and he put them under the sipanta escotek, under the fire. Sipa estat. Eogone. Eayahuat eogone sisipa. He put those ducks there. Eguane ate gisuak ogesisi pak. So those ducks started to cook, I guess, or roast. Gisuak. Atipape hoa kistesano, but our older brother, he was waiting and waiting. Ate skutspeho, he was getting tired of waiting. Metane ate skutspeho, he was just getting really tired of waiting. So squats nipa sin toyo. I'm just gonna go have a nap, he says. Mate kuhtsag itoyo. Ewi ato tat ohe. Ugotsaga. He says, hey, please, I guess you'd say, what's the interpretation for that? Asshole. Ewiato thought he was going to say to his butt, Kotsag, koskuni kan ispi, ay sisi pake gisotik, gisotwawi, when they're finished. Kuskuni kan, what's that mean? Kusko neo would be like to wake him up, right? Kusko neo. Ay kuskuni kan. Wake me up, I guess. When those ducks are finished, if they're finished, he says. Itoeo isa. Egua niatin pao egota. So he went to sleep there. Egua ke tatoe. Ugotsa ga pita guaniek. So then his butt suddenly starts, could be heard, eh? It starts pita guaniek. Atspugo wa wisagitsa ga nanapat. But nevertheless, Wisagitsa he just slept. Atspugo wa wisagitsa ga nanapat. He got pitoa to ugotsa ga, but he didn't hear his butt, eh? He just kept sleeping. Kita tuwe wanape wanaskaw. So then suddenly he woke up. Kanawapa tamu kotawan, he looked in his fire. Ah, emista gisotikeisa. Mista skisotik ugi uta sisi pako samkin ways ginpat because he'd slept too long. This word I gotta look this one up. Mistas gisu. Jiskwa. They're all burned up. There we go. He looked in his fire. Oh, they were all burned up, those ducks. O samkin ways ginpat because he'd slept too long. Oh, koyas kisua hik. Ogo tsag, his butt just made him mad. Egwanego tautstaupago. Kitagiskano hamuwat. So then he was gonna really teach it a good lesson, I guess you'd say. Outstopago's like on purpose. Giskano hamuwat, he was gonna teach it. Yeah. Page, my technical page flipper. Jiskwa. Ego ta. Ego ta isko teek itenak ogota iteneo. I don't know that word. Oh, wrong way. Holds it there. Okay, interesting. So he holds his butt in the fire. Gagiskano hamatin kia higan in toto yin. I'm gonna teach you. You didn't listen to me. Ego tagaitwait. That's what he said. Oh, mitne kis sag ogo tsag ego tautsi at the sipwe. So he really cooked his butt. And then he left. He left from there, I guess you'd say. Goyas kuisage tam ogo tsag ego tautsi at the sipwe. He was really, his butt was really hurting. Wisage tam. And from there he left at the sipwe teo ego tahotse. Kid wesk pimuteo, he walked for a while. Koyas kwa wisage tamogo tsag. Magakin wesk pimuteo, his butt was really hurting, but he walked for a long time. Piesksia gates, isihaya, we started eventually, or finally, I guess you'd say, he started to feel better. Hegwani manamaga kia pits papimoteo wa, but he still kept walking. Kitatoe gawapa tahki. Suddenly he saw something. Egagwatage no te mi tsut aiska wa. This is like gawwatage. Every time I look this up, it's like he really just wanted to eat, I guess. Gawwatage. Let's look at that up again. Gawwatage. He was terribly, dreadfully, insufferably hungry. Hey. Ke tatoe gawapa tak meskana kigwe. Suddenly he saw something on the trail there. Ay, tap scoots wea soma. Etetak. It was like meat, he thought, eh? Egwane ate otanam, so he went to take it. Yay, tapwe gitse. Right on, he says. Nimosomake yasamtik kahke wakuma. My grandfathers they're feeding me some dry meat, he says, eh? Eotana. As he takes it, he starts to eat that. But suddenly he hears this bird. My little one's just usually belly laughing at this point, eh? Hey, was nimo somowape esamit. My grandpa's fed me omiyuka kewak, this gift of dry meat. His gift. Omiyu, I guess you'd say his gift of dry meat, I guess you'd say. Nimusumawa pea samit. Omiyu. Kake wak. Weisage ta komigi mitsu. Weisage ta komigi mitsu. Tapwe man maga. Atin totoeo he. He starts to listen to that bird, eh? Ego tapaso animiu. And he smells that thing he had, eh? I don't know how to interpret this word. Animiu. Maybe one of our fluent speakers here might chime in on how you would interpret that. Omiu, animiu. Iyao tapwe manamage sogotsage gota. Oche, eatemi tit. Tapwe, that thing he was eating was from his butt. Kisi meko hepiesi sa. Gissy got mad at them? No. Gissy meo. What's that mean? Disqua. Oh yeah, those birds made him mad, I guess. Brenda says, Omiyu would be this one, Omiyu. Animiyu would be like that one, then I guess, see? That one? It's an interesting word, animiyu. That. It's interesting. Yeah, the meat, yep. The birds just made him mad. Kisi miko hipiesi sa. Pimosina teo maga. Pata hueo. So this one is, he throws it at the birds, but he misses. I believe that's what that says. Pimosina teo. Yeah, he throws it, but he patahueo. But he misses them. Egotawa squagan maga mitsimu payik. So remember that mitsim is like to stick, eh? Paye, sort of like it's stuck there on the birch. Egotawa squagan maga mitsimu payik. Animeyu omigi, that scab stuck there on the birch, eh? Egota posa gananuts. Egota posa gananuts kites kiskete no eokoanma wasquak manaka pitan ananta posa gan. We know that as pusagan, that one that sits there on the birch. Manaka pitana anta pusagan, that one. That one there. Eogomaski, that one's medicine. Egotautsiga tit eoguana. I don't understand that sentence. Egotauti, and then, or from there, kagiutit. That's where that one came from, I guess. Eoguana. I'll check the English in a minute. Egomana guapata makiksimana wasage ta komagi ntuanan eogoposagan. And so when we see that, that one posagan on the birch there, we call that wasage ta scab. Let's check that one sentence. That is where that medicine came from. Eoguana, gagiotzi eoguana. That's where that one came from. So we're going to keep it short tonight. We'll wrap it up there. I'm going to be reading some more. We'll go 2 more nights. That's Monday. We'll go tomorrow night, and then we'll go Wednesday night as well. And I've got one more story in this book. This was a gift from a friend of mine. My friend Ben gave me this book, and but you can find these. These pretty sure these are the same stories because these were told by Solomon Rat. I think when Ben was in his class. Um, but you can. I think these are the same stories you can find in Gapes Kiskisian. Let's see if we can find it the way I remember. This one. Gapes Kiskisian. Would they be the same stories in this book here? So anyway, I tapwe kranaskum tinawaw kakio gape giugoik all everybody that come to visit tonight. I appreciate you stopping in, and we'll do some more stories tomorrow and then Wednesday again. And if you're just tuning in or you missed all these, we've got the recordings. You can go on my YouTube. The stories from last night we recorded that Solomon told. You can find those on my YouTube channel, and then these ones as well. You'll be able to go back and find them again. So thanks again, everyone, for stopping in. We're going to drop the stream there tonight, and I hope you're having a great solstice week. And hope everybody's getting a nice break and enjoying the weather. We'll talk to you all. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, Egse, muestas. Oh, the shut the thing off button disappeared on me.